In today's video, we are jumping back into a mod that turns Minecraft into its very own Batman game, with characters like Robin and Nightwing, all with their own unique weapons and mechanics, and even having their own custom vehicles. So let's just jump straight into it. So a few weeks ago, I decided to make a video showcasing a new Batman mod, and you guys seem to absolutely love it. And considering that there was quite a few things that I missed out in that and only sort of showcased the Batman stuff, and I thought that this definitely deserves a part 2, which is why for the past week or so, I've been reading a bunch of Batman comics, replaying the Arkham games, and building my own Batcave. So like I said, the last one was mainly focused on Batman, but today we're going to be checking out basically every other character and every other suit that is in this mod, as well as a few things that I missed in the last one that definitely need some recognition. So unlike the journey to become Batman where you have to go through all the snow and, fight Ra's al Ghul and all that stuff, I'm pretty sure all you need to do to become Robin or Nightwing right here is literally come over to the Bat computer, give it a right click, go into the fighting styles right here and start some virtual training, and straight after that, you'll basically have everything you need when it comes to fighting or gadgets or anything like that. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. So if we go ahead and start with Robin right here, we can just go ahead and unlock that, grab all this stuff, and yep, you guessed it, once again, it does not look good on me. So instead of having a green mask, now I have a green eyebrow, so we'll just leave it at that for now. The cape looks really nicely detailed. You've even got the 3D little gauntlets, just the same as the Batman suit. You got the classic utility belt right there, and of course, a very small version of the R logo right there. And now I'm not 100% on which Robin this is actually based on. With the hood and everything, it definitely reminds me of the one from Arkham, but realistically, it could just be any of them with a hood up. So, but either way, let me hop down here and I can show you some of the sick gadgets we can have. And yeah, we've got a bunch of really sweet animations to show as well. So as we saw earlier with Robin's utility belt, we go ahead and press X, bring that up, and then we have all these different pockets, just like we saw with the Batman suits, with all the different gadgets that come stock with this one. Starting with the Birdarang right here, which is actually the little R logo, which when you pull them out, you do get 16 of, which is quite a lot, which considering how quickly you can actually throw these things, is pretty deadly. And very similar to Batman's Batarangs, if you wanted to throw these single, you definitely can. But if you go ahead and jump and press at the same time, you'll actually throw out a whole flurry of them. The next gadget we get as Robin is probably one of my all-time favorites, and that is, of course, the bow staff right here. Look how sick that is, the way that it extends and everything. That is so cool. It's so accurate to the comics and stuff. It looks so good. So if we go ahead and place some robbers down here, I can show you how sick this bow staff really is, where we can just crouch and left click and actually just throw it at their head right there, which I'm pretty sure discombobulates them and gives them sort of nausea and all that stuff, or you can break their legs. I mean, it's completely up to you. One thing I will say is that when you do throw this and it does get stuck into stuff, you will have to run over it to pick it back up. It's not like Captain America's shield or anything like that, but when you do successfully hit a target, it will actually rebound off them and come straight back to you. And you can see when I actually hit them in the head or the legs, it does give a little particle, which is such a nice little detail. And on top of that, if we go in survival mode right here, the bow staff actually works as combat as well. So you can actually use this in conjunction with anything else. We got the glide. Oh my God, Robin is so sick. The bow staff combat is probably one of my favorite out there. It just looks so sweet. And you may have seen it right there when I was fighting these guys, but if we actually shift and then right click, we do get a riot shield to pretty much protect us from any of these robbers or any gunfire or anything like that. So it's definitely nice to have, which if I go in survival mode, these guys are going to keep trying to attack me right here, but none of it is actually getting through. And of course, you get the regular combat as well. So you can start to see how Robin in this mod isn't just a sidekick, as this guy is actually pretty deadly. We also get a flashbang as Robin, so if I throw that down there, basically anybody that's hit by this is actually going to get dealt with slowness. As you can see, none of these guys are moving around apart from this guy who's extremely slow. So once again, if I go in survival mode right here, throw that down, there you go. Look how slow they've become trying to get to me. And a really nice detail that the developer added with this is that anybody with a Bat family mask, say you're Batman, Nightwing, anybody like that with one of these masks, you won't actually be affected by the flashbang. But if you're just a regular dude, you're going to end up like these guys behind me. And speaking of the mask, we also get detective mode right here. And if we hold that down, we also get the forensic mode, which just like the previous video, it can actually show you where all the blood samples are or any mobs are, anything like that. Which to go alongside that, we also get sample vials for collecting DNA, just like you saw. We get the sonic pellet to distract NPCs or people or anything like that. We have the bat bomb in case we want to blow anything up, which I'm not going to use in here because it took me quite a while to build this. But a completely new gadget for Robin is the glue grenade right here, which we can go ahead and charge up, throw it right there. And then that right there is going to create almost a sticky quicksand pit. So you can see when I walk over this, it's extremely hard to move until it disappears. But one of the most handy features with these grenades is that if we actually throw one down there and then we jump off, this will actually take away any fall damage. You see right there that we basically just sink into it. So if you were worried about fall damage, you can always use one of those to basically guarantee that you won't be harmed. And then the final main gadget that we get as Robin on the right here is the grappling gun, which you can use to traverse the environment just like this. Or if you're doing a duo mission with Batman, you can definitely keep up with that. So now that that we've got a bit more room in the city right here, I can show you some of Robin's passive abilities. One of them being, of course, that we get all the sick animations. We get the gliding right here, which isn't actually like elytra flight. You basically just constantly go down. You can control it a little bit, but apart from that, you aren't going to be able to fly anywhere too crazy. And from the front, it does look so sick. Look at that. So with the gliding, it is based on the prototype suit that Batman has when you first start out. So you're not going to be able to fly or glide as well as you can with Batman, but still definitely really, really nice to have. So since we have got the room for it, if we go ahead and press this middle button right here, there we go. It says call in cycle, and check that out. We've got our own Robin cycle right here, which as far as like Minecraft bike models look, this looks insane. And since this mod is still being developed, there aren't actually any sound effects for the bike, so just use your imagination, but it is still insanely quick. Like, this thing is just whoop speed. Like, look at that. The world's just lagging because I'm going that quick. But as it being the Robin cycle, we get a few different cool abilities with this thing. One being that we can actually apply the front brakes and basically launch ourselves just like that. Look how sick that is. So if we wanted to get over a certain obstacle, we go ahead and press that. There you go. Look at that. And this is probably one of my favorite abilities. Just the fact that you could just like pull up like this, do some gliding. Like, you're ready for action like that. That is so cool. You know, people don't respect Robin enough. Like, Robin is a sick character. I'm pretty sure we can even do a little bit of drifting on this bike. There we go right there. It's a little bit hard to control. I'm pretty bad at it. Yeah, hopefully you guys can do that a lot better than I can, because I am terrible at it. So since we're on the topic of bikes, let's check out the Batpod, which somehow I completely left out of the Batman video. But this again, like, just look at the model of this. Like, just like the Tumbler, this thing is so detailed. Like, you've got the cannons on the front. You've got like the little arm guards right there that we see in the film. And when you actually ride this thing, you do the actual pose. So you've got like the arm guards right there. Like I said, you've got the legs going back on like the little pedals right there. It looks so good. And once again, this thing is just incredibly quick with its own sound effects again, which come with built-in cannons, just like that, pretty much the same as the Tumbler. And if I can show it to you guys, when you do actually turn, the wheel does turn with it. Look at that. And look at that. Even sometimes when you stop, the wheel actually spins. That is such a nice touch. So that was the Robin suit right there. Really, really sick. But let's move on to something a little bit more menacing, which is where we have the Nightwing suit right here. So let's go ahead and throw this on straight away. And this one, apart from the weird eyebrow, actually looks pretty good on me. So if we have a quick look at the suit right here, it is very, very comic book like. You know, it's definitely not as dark as we have it in like the Arkham games, but you can definitely still tell what this character is, especially with all the blue shading right there. That looks really, really good. And you might realize with the Nightwing suit that there isn't actually a utility belt. As if we go ahead and press that button, we basically have it all built into our suit right here with this super sick UI. So we get the classic bat bomb up there on the left, we get the batarangs, we get the vial, we get the grappling gun, but we also get things like the dart shot, which if I bring out a robber right here and then give him a shot of one of these, there you go right there. So he is basically just going to be completely stuck in place and allow us to do some damage. And the model for this little dart shot does look really, really sick. It's all 3D. It's got like the blue glow, just like all of his gadgets do. And this gadget right here is only like a one-time use, so you will actually have to refill it. But since I'm in creative mode, I can just use it whenever I want to. But this gadget right here is definitely more of a tactical gadget. Like, you can use it to do like stealth and all that good stuff. Unlike the wingdings right here, which are like the batarangs, but for Nightwing. So just like we saw with the birdarangs and the batarangs, you can throw these individually. But if you jump, you are going to throw a couple at a time. And this is what they look like close up. You can see we've got like the shading of like the Nightwing logo right there. And just the fact that if somebody came across like a crime scene or anything and you were playing as one of these characters, like they could tell who was fighting there. Like, if it's Nightwing, obviously you're going to have one of these right here. If you're Robin, you're going to have like the birdarang, or if you're Batman, obviously you're going to have the batarang. So it's a really cool, nice little like individual touch for each suit. But with Nightwing being Nightwing, we get his most classic weapons, which are these Eskrima sticks right here, or Eskrima sticks, however you want to say it. So if we go ahead and place some rubbers down here, I'll show you what these things actually do. And the main thing you're going to realize if you do use these sticks is that it is going to do electrical damage to basically anybody that they come into contact with. But if you actually manage to get a 5-hit combo, say like 3 hits, 4 hits, 5 hits right there, you'll hear like a pitch up sound, and then the stick will actually start glowing right there, which is where we can go ahead and actually do like a little combo and basically electrocute everybody in the nearby area. Look at that. So in survival mode right here, we can just go ahead and keep fighting. There we go. We heard the sound. Do one of those and just like that. That is such a cool little feature. And then as you see, they all get tased and they're all basically stuck in one spot. And when you do use this gadget, you only get one of these sticks, but I'm pretty sure that you could sort of cheese it and actually just like spawn in another one if you wanted to be like more accurate, just like that. So you can actually have 2 of them, but obviously the one in your offhand isn't actually going to be able to do anything, but for looks, it's definitely worth it. So just like Robin, we can get all the sick animations when we dive off stuff just like this. And if we press space, we do get our own little glider, which as you can see, unlike the Robin one, this does actually work a little bit like an elytra, so you can go down for momentum and bring yourself back up if you really wanted to. And you can see when we turn there that it is much more like a wingsuit rather than like a cape or anything like that, as we all know that Nightwing does definitely not wear a cape. And just to help you get around the city a little bit more, we of course have the grappling gun, just like every other member of the Bat family right here. And like I said in the Batman video, like it is really difficult to try and see like which one is my favorite in this pack, because they are just so good. Because literally every character in this, like if it comes to like Robin, Nightwing, Batman, like all of them can just hold their own against like anything. Like it's really difficult to choose which one's the best. And since Nightwing doesn't have like a Batmobile or a Robin cycle or anything like that, you can still just absolutely steal Batman's Tumblr and just go absolutely nuts with it. So that right there is going to cut it for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed seeing the Robin suit and the Nightwing suit. I think they're such a cool addition to this mod, and especially if you're playing this on like a server or with friends or anything like that, you can actually like pick a character. So if you did enjoy this video, be sure...
I can break you with one hand.
Okay. So if you did enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one.
Bye.